Is Disney dead, or is AI finally going to save the MCU, guys? Artificial intelligence tokens have been popping off over the weekend. But guess what? There's an entirely new trend we're going to be covering today that you guys need to pay attention to. Time to discover crypto.
Capital flight is coming to the United States. The dollar is going to zero.
And that's what makes Bitcoin so special.
You have to have gone through a couple cycles to understand.
Once the price is able to clear this level, the breakout is on its way.
This is your indication to jump in now.
Walk through this one on Monday morning with DZ here, but Disney is dead in the sense that the MCU, the Marvel series, has been just terrible for the last like 4 years. So maybe
there's
Sora,
a new one, right? There's a new one that's something about a spider lady or something like that. People were talking about it.
We're not even going to talk about Madam Web, dude.
Oh,
yeah, I think it was supposed to like come into this multiverse thing, but I haven't seen it yet. But we've all seen the reviews at this point, and it was so terrible apparently that they're like, yeah, actually, we're going to just keep that as a side piece, side video here. Oh, you brought in the Bitcoin miner. Thank you, Nick. Well, happy Monday, guys. What a great weekend. We got green on the candles all the way through the 24, the 48, and the 7-day here. DZ, how you feeling?
Get a Mars lander from Elon?
Yeah.
That's a Mars lander, right?
So you can actually plug this directly into your Cybertruck and mine Bitcoin with it. You can also plug it into your Honda Civic, though. So this is a Bitcoin miner we're going to be setting up with you guys. I don't think you can actually put it into a Civic. But this is really cool. We're going to start mining live with you all. $52,227 Bitcoin, almost. Whoa. Hello. Okay, these ETH price prediction, guys, that we were going through Friday, looking way too realistic at this point. I think I said 3,200. I think you said 3,400. And then we had, I think he went higher with like 4,000 or something like that. Yeah, we're coming up to these ETH price predictions, guys. Let us know in the chat what price you think Ethereum will hit by the Bitcoin halving. We've got Solana up 1.3%, $114. XRP up 50. A stablecoin 0.1% in the last 24 hours. And then we got Cardano at 62 cents, which shout out to DZ for saying that was criminally undervalued under 50 cents. We have AVAX at almost 40 bucks. Dogecoin starting to get a little bit of a mover here. The top 24 hours, though, guys, you guys know what to do. We got to smash that like button because the more likes you get, the more likely your altcoins are in that top 24-hour stream here. But we have WorldCoin, 32%, 184% technically in the last few days.
Wow.
This is coming off the AI hype with a new AI model called Sora that's going to be bringing pretty much just video editing, gaming experiences, and everything to a new level. As now ChatGPT, essentially, you'll be able to type in a prompt and it will create a beautiful video. WorldCoin, of course, is Sam Altman's project, so it's pumping directly with that. You have the Google of blockchain, which is the graph, up 56.6%. Arweave up $14. And a winner here, shout out, I got to shout out HBAR here because there's one category that's ripping today that we're going to cover in depth. But HBAR out of nowhere just had its best weekend in what I feel like it's been 3 years. HBAR is that stable coin that rarely moves. You know, Danny Bird coming in here at $20 saying, good morning, boys. I hope you all had a great weekend. I had a fantastic weekend, Danny. I hope you did too. What are your thoughts on HBAR? Have you ever held HBAR? This is a big day for us.
I am a HBAR. It's a coin that I've almost given up on. You know, something that I think I bought the first half of 2022. So too early, obviously, you know, not close to the bottom. Didn't buy any like June or July dip right there. So I'd have to check, but it might be the point where I'm just now starting to get my HBAR profit into profit, I think.
Nice. So that 10-cent level. Yeah, I got in way back in 2020. And we watched it go from like 2 cents to 70 cents, which was freaking awesome.
Share my screen real quick, and you'll see like, okay, on the 7-day it looks great, but if we zoom out to the month, well, the month still looks good. But yeah, when you go to the max, it's all right. Well, this coin is dead. It can't go any higher. It's already 10 cents, and then you're like, okay.
Hit that market cap too.
Still a little bit of room here, but when you do go to market cap, so right now, 10 cents to 50 cents, we're looking at a 5x when it comes to token price. But if we go by market cap, it's not quite a 5x. It's closer to a 2x. So still gains to be had. If we go to all-time high as far as market cap, your coin is only going to 2x. It's not going to 5x.
That is so important. And honestly, anybody that's new to this stream, make sure you guys share that part with a friend that if they don't know that, because clicking on that market cap is so important. You'll get this insane chart that DZ just showed where it looks like, yeah, this crypto is still 20x from its all-time high. It definitely is going to blow past that. But the reality is the tokenomics have shifted over the last cycle throughout this bear market, and it means it might not actually hit the highs that it saw, of course, in that previous cycle. On top of that, guys, we got Beam, Caspa, Filecoin here. What do you got for here?
I'm actually out. I actually sold.
Oh.
I don't know when I sold. That was one of the, I think it was OP ARB or Polygon. I know I put it into an L2. I can't remember which one exactly.
Probably not the worst decision, honestly. I love HBAR, but it's, again, already a massive market cap. So if you're going for another layer 2, there's nothing wrong with diversifying that position. But Caspa here up 12%, Filecoin 11%, Render 10%, Fetch 10%. The reason why I'm breaking through these so quick, guys, if you notice, WorldCoin, the Graph, Arweave, Filecoin, Render, and Fetch, they're a part of a specific trend right now, which of course was the beginning of that AI. But guys, I truly don't believe AI is that next trend. I feel like that's saying iPods are going to replace iPhones. We know AI has been here, and it's been here for quite a few years now. We've been getting that hype through the metaverses, initially with Meta when that first launched, and now we're starting to see this roll over into a new industry you guys really need to pay attention to, because we've been talking about it for a couple months here now. But we also have, I wanted to note, Stacks still moving in that top 10 for the 24 hours, which is really, really cool. Yeah,
good job on
Stacks
that
is
one.
pumping.
Yeah, and if you're wondering what are these Sora videos, I tweeted this out 4 days ago. Honestly, the second I saw that, I should have just market bought every single AI coin. So when you see the cat right there, this is AI. It's all AI. Then the most impressive one to me, though, it has to be the ships and the cup of coffee right here. If it wants to play it, I don't know what's going on with the X right now. But
we have to show, if you can reload that. Guys, this literally looks identical to reality. Now, there's obviously, if you pause it like frame by frame, you'll sometimes be able to see an extra arm or finger or like some weird motion.
Backwards on one point.
Something will switch, but it is disgustingly deceiving. I don't know if you pulled it up now.
Yeah, we should be okay right there.
Oh my gosh!
You got to zoom in a little bit, or you might have to squint your eyes. But yeah, 2 battleships or pirate ships battling within a cup of coffee. So Sora is really just shocking everybody. And there's a lot of AI experts who said, "Oh, generative text to video can't happen because of the amount of 3D objects and all this other stuff." And oh, we're years and years away. I think one famous researcher said it 2 days before Sora released. He's like, yeah, we're still years away. And it came out 48 hours later.
Almost like they're the Jim Cramer of AI, is what we're going to have to station that as. It's just like, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to die. That's never going to replace anything. That's never going to become something. And it's like, now we're at this point of a $2 trillion market cap, and we're replacing gold here in the next decade. Just wait for it. But yeah, in the top 24 hours, guys, here, and actually really quick, guys, if you just saw those videos, you guys are someone that's like 17, or it doesn't matter what age you are. If you want a side job, that you want to hop on that right now, because if you can start messaging all the Twitch streamers on Twitter or anybody, any business that needs B-roll or AI, that AI is going to allow you to scale in ways that we haven't seen. So pay attention to that.
But speaking of scale, we're going to scale up into some other positions here for the next coin that's going to pump, the next narrative, the next ecosystems that's going to pump. Because yes, AI is pumping. Some of these coins are pumping 50%. The large ones are pumping 30%. What do you want to buy next? Is it AI? Do you want to buy AI after it pumps? The answer is no. You want to find the next narrative. And folks, I'm working on a video right now. I found this narrative within Cardano. I'm keeping it secret. Okay, I'm keeping my pick secret till that video comes out. But Josh is also working on the same.
I won't keep mine a secret. You just got to hit 350 likes.
Category?
I'm cheap.
We're telling people, the category here. So AI pumps. What's the next category here?
There's 2 I love. There's 3 I'm really a part of. But the next one with AI is DEPIN. Because DEPIN is going to be completely needed for everything around AI and the development of technology in the future. The second one is Bitcoin Layer 2s, and we're going to cover both of those in depth today. But again, like I said, if we hit 350 likes, I'm going to show you guys a project that I've been talking about with our community on the Discord and everything privately. But I will, like I said, I'm cheap. Just 350 likes. It's not hard, guys. Smash that like button. In the last 24 hours here, guys, and I want to shout out Danny. I didn't see another 20 bucks coming in from you, you beautiful soul. Looks like you had a great weekend. You might be flowing a little bit more into this morning on a Monday. Because, dude, 40 bucks, man. Shout out to you there. Ronan here, though, down 24, or not 24%, but down 5%. These are the top losers for the 24 hours, guys, here. Injective down 4.1%, SEI down 3.1%, Mantle 2%. And really, guys, it's percentage changes here. Everything is moving. Of course, if you go to that 7-day, check out Injective, right? Moving up. SEI pumped 40%, Ronan up 17%. So the top losers in the 7 days, again, it looks like we're starting to fall into this pattern of accumulation, which we'll look at on the chart here. So maybe, while people were screaming for 48K, 36K, whatever was coming down again, once we broke down to 50,500, which I saw like on Saturday or Friday, whenever it was, we could be in a little bit of accumulation pattern here. So the first story we got for you guys today is the most important, surrounding the AI development, with OpenAI's Sora launch leading to strong rally in AI tokens over the weekend. So if you guys didn't know, OpenAI last week unveiled its text-to-video generator, Sora, leading to a strong rally in WorldCoin WLD, an iris scanning crypto project developed by OpenAI Sam Altman. So it doesn't matter that he has taken that data. They've had leaks and everything, guys. It's had, terrible tokenomics. Sam Altman can pump a bag. That is official here. Over the past 24 hours, guys, sector tokens have seen a notable surge with an average increase of 7.7%. That means the entire sector in crypto related to AI just outpaced the S&P 500 in literally one day in correspondence to a year. According to data from CoinGecko, leading the charge are Ocean Protocols Ocean and Fetch.ai. So shout out to anybody in chat. Let me know if you hold Ocean or Fetch AI. Just let me know what your favorite AI token is and what we should be looking at. But both experienced gains over 10%. Additionally, the largest and most liquid cryptocurrencies have climbed by 2.68%. And then, of course, guys, WorldCoin, even though Ocean and Fetch lead that space, had a remarkable surge of 30% in 24 hours. And I believe 120-something% in like 3 days because of this announcement. So huge moves for WorldCoin. Crypto analyst Ali Martinez noted that WorldCoin has broken out of an ascending parallel channel in its daily chart. So this is why they're saying it broke out. It's entering a new area of maybe support or a new consolidation period where it can come to an upside action of $16. Right now, it's sitting at $7.42. In a recent tweet, we had Vitalik Buterin suggested that AI could play a role in auditing smart contracts. I think this part, DZ, was honestly just known. AI is going to be integrated into everything. And that's why talking about decentralized physical infrastructure is such a boring term, but DEPIN is going to be so important because everything's going to be using AI.
Yeah, and DEPIN, it does sound boring. It sounds, I want to go to sleep already. Compute, storage, mobile, or communications. Compute, storage, communications. Compute, storage, communications. So when you hear DEPIN, compute, storage, communications, that's I would say the three main legs of DEPIN. When you're like, okay, so AI is pumping, so what's the next thing to pump? Compute, storage, I would say communications to a lesser extent, but compute and storage are going to be the big winners here. And folks, again, I'm going to share those Cardano coins. And we have a new person in the chat, RJ. RJ, you are the best. Buy a little Bitcoin and you'll thank yourself later in 10 years, everybody.
Welcome.
And yeah, Altman, just pumping it so hard. The Altman is, this is a coin I wanted to bet on. I just couldn't do it myself. I have a hard time supporting the whole WorldCoin ecosystem, but I've long said, do not bet against Sam Altman. He will shock and awe, I believe.
Yeah, it comes down to like just your belief system at that point. I mean, Sam Altman, I love the tweets that always make fun of him, saying, went from an open source nonprofit to a closed source or for-profit institution. So he took the technology and realized he could get rich off of it, which, hey, each their own. It's a capitalistic market. But this is where I get really bullish. So current AI tokens and Web3 projects may not know what these decentralized AI tools look like. There's a lot of unanswered challenges and lots to figure out. So this is an industry, guys. AI's been here. AI tokens have been hyped, but now it's the tools in the infrastructure that's really going to change the narrative and really start to shift. And I think start to grasp a lot more of the overall crypto market cap. And that's because those tools require, like you said, that rendering, computing, and everything. And that's why decentralizing that is so important. You have Sam Altman here with the 180% a week.
You want to guess his age real quick? Nick, you want to guess his age?
Sam Altman?
Chat, you want to guess this man's age right here? Guess his age. Sam Altman.
Well, that's not his picture.
It's touched up.
This is the AI Sam Altman.
That's AI Sam Altman.
So how old is AI Sam Altman?
I've seen Vitalik photoshopped a little bit harder than this.
I think I've seen, I'm going to say he's like 36.
I'm going to say like he's babyface 41.
He is 38 years old. Here, I have it right here. He's almost born on 420, 422. 38 years old. Sam Altman.
Damn, chat got it.
Altman is trying to scan your eyeballs. Well, so Altman's pumping a lot of AGIX and related style tokens here. Bitcoin hits 100K, $5 super chat from Retro. How many X's will the top 20 to 50 coins by market cap realistically do from here? Kosh, undervalued AI DEPIN play, question mark. Yeah, Kosh, I believe so. I'd have to double check just after the recent pump. It used to be before the pump. How many X's will the top 20, 50 they realistically do? If Bitcoin does a 2X from these levels, I think blow off top for a lot of these alts are going to average 4 to 5, 4 to 6. I think the strong projects will do 10 to 20. But once we get out of top 50, the X's start to minimize there.
Yeah, and with the cost here, what I'll point out, already $890 million market cap, right? So almost $1 billion. But using that chart mechanism that you showed here, right? Using your market cap, this is the previous one with the token price. So it hit an all-time high of like $7 in 2021. Right now, it's at $3.90.
Less than a 2x.
But of course, when you click market cap, it's technically breaking all-time highs massively. So this is in price discovery at this point. So seeing this project already do that market cap super important, guys, because tokenomics matter. Can it, again, 4x, 5x, 100%. Is the cost going to do that 20 to 30? A lot more unlikely, but not impossible. That's what I would say.
Dots upgrades will help. But yeah, it's some parachains will flourish, some will die. All right, let's talk about this Cardano linked AI coin, AGIX. We talked to Ben Gertzel, the CEO, about a month and a half ago. Anybody who saw that interview, jumped in on the token, you're doing pretty well today. So AGIX is the Cardano native AI cryptocurrency, outperformed all major competitors in the AI sector right there, at least within the top 100. And so it went from 37 cents to 42 cents. And I think it's even higher right now. I was just looking at it earlier. Folks, this one is moving today. It is now above 50 cents. It is up 16%. Don't worry about this. It used to be a different token. If we go to 3 month, wow.
Man, it's like almost, if you guys subscribe and turn on those notifications, you want to miss out on some insane alpha.
Dang.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sponsored by.
All right. So big shout out to AGIX. And folks, I'm going to do this Cardano video. We're going to look at the AGIX pump. What are the next coins to pump? Keep an eye out on that. Should come out the next day or two, probably.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, we will actually be going to BIG, I think, or BGI. Sorry, it's BGI this month. Okay. That's Panama, at the end of Panama.
So not the Tom Hanks fan meetup.
No, not even close.
Okay.
I actually would have to, I was going to make a short joke, but isn't he tiny?
Tom Hanks? I don't know.
I always remember the Family Guy scene where he runs in, he's like a tiny Tom.
Tom Hanks is a controversial figure. Maybe we should move on.
Well,
People got strong opinions on that guy.
They do. I have strong opinions though on the graph because it did just see a 60% rally as network demand rises. Wow, network demand. Going back to what we were just talking about, guys, the past week has seen the graph, a product facilitating decentralized access to blockchain data, skyrocketed because of the AI movement as a crucial infrastructure play. There's that boring word, infrastructure. In the AI arena, the graph is attracting significant attention. And so let's explore some key factors here on why. First and foremost, further boosting this upbeat energy, the graph has inked collaborations with industry giants like Coinbase and Aave, directly partner with them. Meanwhile, a tweet from Graph's official account on Twitter, previously known as, I just read that, it's X, Twitter, whatever you want to say, highlighted a surge in query volume and advancements in layer 2 transactions. So this was a tweet directly from their website. There's more and more activity. And we've been talking about this, right? This is bullish for the entire industry, guys. This network activity is increasing. User adoption is growing. Short-term holders is starting to grow again, meaning there's a lot more adoption running into this rally. And it's just important part of any network ecosystem out there. If you're holding a project that has no development, has no activity at this point, I mean, that's where you got to really ask yourself, should I be diversifying a little bit more and not be so stuck on a single asset here? Prominent analysts, though, are offering insights on GRT's future potential. Ryan Watkins of Masari, citing the growing demand for decentralized data solutions, the Graph Strong Fundamentals predicts Graph could reach $1 by 2024. What is the price of Graph now?
Let's go to it. GRT is the ticker, and it was one of the first ones to get a really good pump in 2021. It was pumping December and January around that period. It is up 20% right now, coming around 25 cents. We're going to do the same thing we did with the market cap. This one isn't as egregious as the last coin we just did it to, but right now, 25 cents, and you see all-time high. It wicked up pretty close to 250. Okay, so what does that give you? Hey, a 10x. It gives you a pretty clear 10x. But when we hit market cap, that 10x all of a sudden turns into a 2.5x. So yet again, there is token dilution. So don't maybe expect those face melting gains. I do think Graph is going to do well. The main reason I think Graph is going to do well is its catchphrase, the Google of blockchain, the Google of blockchain. Yeah. People are just going to love that. Newer entrants are going to love that. Wait a minute, the Google of blockchain.
Well, I have no idea what it does. They just go
Google's worth a lot.
Yeah.
Blockchain could be worth a lot. This is the Google of blockchain. I got to buy. That's going to be a lot of people. And for better or worse, there's going to be a lot of people. That being said, just make sure you look at the market cap relative to token price.
Always, definitely. And yeah, guys, I don't know why. I thought you said Tom Cruise, but you meant Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I said Cruise, Tom Hanks.
I was just going on a cruise.
Tom Hanks started big, where he dances on the piano.
There's just a lot of controversy around any actor named Tom.
Except for Tom Crown. We love Tom Crown crypto.
Is he an actor?
You know what?
Is that what you're referring to?
He used to be an F-boy. He used to be an F-boy. And what is that if not an act? He said used to.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
He's actually going to be. He's actually going to
past.
be doing charts with us in March.
He's a changed man.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's
charts.
Well,
But
speaking,
Hey,
whoa, just finally hitting that DZ connection there. Not a Tom, but a Tim. Welcome to the stream today. We got Timotheus
It's Timotheus Charticus.
Timotheus Charticus.
Timotheus
Glasses,
Charticus.
I think, for that one. Welcome to the stream, Tim. How are we looking? We know AI tokens are ripping. We have a lot of information coming out on Bitcoin, of course, which we'll get to in just a second. But what are you seeing on the charts today?
Well, I was going to start by asking you guys, what do you guys want to look at? Because Bitcoin, we can say it's exciting getting back up over 52, but the reality is the charts on Bitcoin are not very interesting.
Let's ask chat. What crypto do you want us to chart right now? Let's see the
throw in some coins real quick.
The first one we see twice, we'll just hit it.
Yeah, I mean, what we're doing here on Bitcoin, I'll just cover it briefly. We're just right back up to where we were here earlier last week. If you move on the other signals we have going in, we're still hovering the take profit at an order block. If you look at the oscillators on the 4-hour chart are kind of moving sideways. Daily chart moving sideways. Hourly chart moving sideways. So like, there's literally nothing to be overly bullish or overly bearish right now on Bitcoin. Then you go to high block. And just look at that. I mean, look at all of the yellow above and below. You can't really say with any confidence that you can be overly bullish or bearish. This is a wait and see on Bitcoin. When it comes to other altcoins, though, there's some big movers. I saw a poll earlier here in chat you guys did about HBAR. I'm not going to do HBAR TA. I will say that. I literally just made a video that's going out at noon over on Investing Bros for HBAR. I'll give you the price prediction, but I'm not going to do the TA. 15 cents could be coming for HBAR very soon. For those of you at home wondering, that potentially is a 40 to 50% rally coming. And there's some cool things on the charts looking at that one. But you have to watch my video if you want to hear that.
I'm bullish on that. That sounds great. We have Render was the winner out of the tokens for today, which kind of goes hand in hand with the whole AI pump here. So how's Render's chart looking? Is it too late to hop in on that, or they looking for other DEPIN projects here? What's the consolidation look like here?
Let's do it. Let's take a deep look into Render. This is one that I looked at a couple of weeks ago, but I have not, or like last week, but haven't looked at this morning. Now, this is a little bit of my Kelly chart here with lines. This is my junior Kelly Kellum chart. Got a lot of lines going on here, but what you're seeing potentially is
Render listed on Coinbase today?
Say what?
It's been on Coinbase for a while.
Never mind. I thought I just listed on Coinbase. Never mind. Go for it.
No, you're good. The one that's probably the most significant, alternate yellow right here, long-term resistance coming back all the way to a resistance level back in May of 2022, have not broken above it. We just rejected once again today on it. So Render, we got to get above there. I'm going to get rid of this one. This one looks inconsequential. I don't even know what I was measuring at that point. I'm not necessarily, other than that, you can make the argument we're in a rising wedge, but again, hitting resistance, you have a long way to go. We could even touch support level once again. I would almost say even from both the dotted line and this support level, I'm not too worried about Render being too bearish until we lose $3.52. Now, that's crazy because we're at $6. So that's actually a big fall for the price. But the truth is this price could easily come back down to those levels, boom, 382, and still be in a higher low category of a bull trend. Let's take a look, though, at what – go ahead. Yep.
I was going to say I have a request after you're done with Render.
Okay, sweet. Well, let's take a look at what we have going on here. Now, daily chart here on Render, definitely looking – I mean, this was a great call here by Luxago. Buy signal, hit the take profit. We did get a cancellation of our movement here. But technically, there's still room to grow here on the daily chart. Remember, I told you Bitcoin was boring, but a lot of altcoins looking very bullish right now. Did get a red reversal, but take a look here. Money flow is still flowing positively, and it's about to cross into the green. Oscillator still climbing to the upside. Yes, it's saying we're 100% overbought, but it's also because we're literally at the highest price we've been since all the way back in December of 2021. So I like what I'm seeing on Render on that longer time frame daily chart. 4-hour chart, we're a little bearish here over the last candle. But again, money flow is going positive. We are 100% oversold. But again, I'm not seeing the overwhelming screaming that we have to start selling here. I would expect a small pullback. If I come down to the 15-minute, I bet you we're bearish down here. Yeah, money flow going negative. We did get a green reversal dot, but we're under bearish momentum. So short term, like maybe the rest of the next couple of hours or today, maybe we're not getting too much more momentum going, but when I look at these longer time frame charts, and again, I'm looking at other alts as well. I talked about this last week that we're kind of in a spot where we're waiting to see, hey, is an alt season actually going to happen, or is a big correction coming? Well, what I'm seeing on Bitcoin dominance starting to fall and alts starting to make some brand moves while Bitcoin's being more boring, I think you have an outside look here that we might be seeing the beginning of a little alt season, like a little alt rally where Bitcoin dominance does fall a good amount.
Nice.
All right. We do have a couple other coins now. There's a lot of comments right here. Any other coins? Nick, what's your request here?
Yeah, Alephium.
Oh,
what's the ticker?
Yeah,
what's the ticker for
ALPH.
ALPH.
Yeah.
Alf.
Like Aleph. Yeah, Alephium.
Yeah, while he pulls that up too, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you guys go check out. This was 11 days ago. Was a video where we did a deep dive into DEPIN crypto ecosystem. We talked about it for a lot longer than at this point. But this is on the Discover channel, guys. Chlor, Render, and Arwe we talk about. Render was about to touch, it was at $4.60 there, so now it's up quite a bit from there. But Chlor was another breadwinner from that one that was at 10 cents, which is also starting to really take storm. It's up over 100% since even just that video, and is going to be that DEPIN category. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in this video with the rendering and the computing and everything, and that whole industry starting to take off. We have Kelly.
Or go ahead. Josh's insider deal sign-up expires tonight for BitLab. 30-day premium Discord free trial chart signals. Premium members streamed coin picks, charts, requests, and more. And he gave us a nice little link
it's where the alpha is. That's where we've been covering all of these for well over a month now at this point. A lot of these products and these hidden gems have been being picked up. We have a new one we're dropping tonight. So we're going to be doing a co-stream probably on Thursday this week with me and Kelly going over our favorite altcoins. That's where we're talking about the cryptos, guys, that are definitely a little bit lower on that market cap that we really want to make sure we're doing our full effective research on with you guys with one-on-one questioning. Go join that Discord, guys. The link is right there for you all. Free 30 days. If you don't like it, don't like it. But I promise you, you'll like it. Come say hi. We also got, so what do you got pulling up? We got the Alephium pulling up here on the charts.
Well, anytime you're in price discovery mode right now, you always have a couple things you want to take a look at here. It's really hard. If I pull up a lot of things, I'm not going to be able to use, I can kind of. Daily chart is showing we did reject in the red cloud, but we have more room to the upside. We hit our take profit. What I'm keeping my eye on, though, is Fibonacci extension rather than retracement levels, and a golden pocket of Fibonacci extension would put the price up here at $3.24. That's quite a climb from where we currently are. But you guys can see I kind of marked this yellow line long term. Let's turn off Luxago for a second. It had some resistance back here, some support right here, and then it has been resistant since. Could we continue to flirt with that yellow line? I will say, though, I'm not up to date with all the fundamentals of Alephium, but I'll say a chart like this, it's hard to see a chart go, with no serious correction really whatsoever. 2,100% since back here in October. And the biggest pullback we've had in that time period is, of course, right here. How much did it pull back? It pulled back a nice 43%, but it's such a small blip of the whole thing. I feel like this is one that could get a little bit more of a pullback, but I'm not necessarily overly thinking that's going to happen. Daily chart here, money flow is kind of boring. Yes, it's in the red, but it's moving sideways. The oscillators do have some bearish divergence coming in, but I'm not necessarily too concerned about that. I kind of am looking at this even on shorter time frames and thinking there's probably a pump more coming. Let's see, 4-hour chart, money flow. It's boring. It's technically moving positive right now, but it's nothing necessary to go crazy about. I kind of could see on a Alephium here, Nick. I could see a case for moving back down to the downside, but I could see one more good push up. Again, 320 or so up to that where that did I say 320 was where that extension was? I could easily see a bullish pump there.
Yeah, this is a coin that I've been watching for a year. I've been mining for a year. And Ran actually last week called this as a 100xer.
Well, here we go.
100xer?
Yeah.
After I already did a 20x for you?
Yeah.
Well, at least we know who's early.
Last thing I'll say here, look out for this pattern. This is a pattern on the daily chart. It probably looks nicer on the 4-hour chart. Rising wedge here, guys. So breakout coming soon. We are very close to where this is converging. The price has been constricting. Breakout is coming. Traditionally, this is a bearish formation, but we've even seen in the crypto world recently some of these break to the upside. So look for a move there. It could be significant whether we get a break to the upside or downside. Downside break, we're looking at a pullback down towards 154. In fact, we have order blocks down there. Yeah, we have a lot of order blocks down there. But a bullish break, you're talking about a potential move even higher than what I said, up to $5, that's a little rough. I don't think we're going to see that type of breakout.
It comes down to like, you know,
that
risk factor, right? Like you're saying you're coming into the top of this, so you could very well just end up being exit liquidity. And of course, guys, just because one crypto pump doesn't mean there's not other opportunity. It's really important just to have that risk management, looking at charts and understanding, hey, this has moved 2,000%, which obviously if you talk to any traditional person in the stock market, they would say, ha, that's a Ponzi. That's because they just want you to buy into the already existing Ponzi. But ultimately, risk management's always key. Charticus, it's been awesome today. Do you got anything to leave off with here today? Are you, fighting a giant army in the Roman Empire right now? I don't necessarily know where this one's coming from today.
I'm fighting the armies of Jim Cramer enthusiasts is what I'm doing at all times.
No longer the XRP army, right? They've chilled out for you on Twitter?
Listen, when you've lost, you've lost. XRP army has backed off because they've lost. Ultimately, I've gotten a lot of comments of people saying, thank you so much for video, Tim, because I literally moved all my money out of XRP and these other coins, and I've way outpaced. I still am bullish on XRP. I just not as bullish as I used to be. So I think I'm done fighting the XRP army. Of course, you bring this back up, and now I'm going to get more of them. So maybe that fight's coming back. That was nice. I'm ready for it.
Round two, I think it needs to be like Anchorman 2. We all show up, like each category and industry, all with like just tridents on horsebacks, and just trawling like the news anchors fighting. But Tim, pleasure.
All I'll say, Josh, before, I don't know if you can't hear me, can you?
I can hear you.
Okay. All I'll say is XRP army, I don't hate you, but I am 2 for 2. I called a pullback for 55 cents. We went even lower. I said, hey, guys, it might be a good time to take some of your money from XRP and put them into some other alts. I was right. So you can say what you want, but I'm 2 for 2. Let's get a loss here at some point if you want to be loud.
All righty. And he'll definitely get a loss because he bet against me on Bitcoin dominance. Now, I like the idea of the Anchorman. I need to get one of Nick's miners, like one of his Bitcoin miners, and just like start whipping it around on the cord and start hitting people with it like a toaster.
He needs to take this Bitcoin miner, turn it into like a little airsoft gun, like just turn it into like make little Bitcoins that shoot out.
Yeah, shoots Satoshis.
Yes.
It
Shoots
physically
Satoshis.
makes a Satoshi and it shoots at everybody.
The bullets are anonymous, so it's perfect.
Or go ahead.
Go for it. Yeah, no,
all right.
yeah.
I'll do it real quick. I do want to say we're bringing up old videos, folks. I'm probably going to bring up the 10K portfolio video again because it might be time to move some of these coins around. I brought it up. We put 10K in the market, just showing you what's going to happen. Is that a physical?
He's got a metal Satoshi here.
See the camera's stuck on. Here we go. Hey, it's going to shoot these things at you. Everybody, be careful. All right, so Say has just pumped incredibly.
Wow.
Our 10K portfolio is now up to 18, far outpacing just Bitcoin or even just buying Chainlink or Solana or something like that. Chainlink's up, Polygon's up, everything is up for the week except for Chainlink. I don't know if I could take Chainlink profit just yet, but it might be time to move.
That's a beautiful portfolio.
Maybe some, Say has just moved so much. I might need to move just a little bit of the allocation here. Move around some of the profits. I just wanted to say the 10K portfolio, I'll probably make an update within the next week.
Crushing it. It's crushing it. Well, hey, if you guys want to know if you should buy or you should sell, I'm not going to tell you, but we are going to talk about it in this article right here for you guys. So open interest echoes $69,000 Bitcoin price. 5 things to know about Bitcoin this week. So welcome all the new faces, guys. Make sure you're sharing the stream with your friends because we are hitting the greatest bull run that we will ever see right now, and it's going to be insane with each other. So guys, the first reason, weekly close sends Bitcoin back to November 2021. Bitcoin put a decidedly triumphant weekly close on February 18th. This was incredibly bullish for us as the first initial breakout for Bitcoin. At some point, I have to ask bears, I don't know if you remember this, but at 25K, 30K, they'd all say, yeah, I need to watch Bitcoin hit 25K before I become bullish, 30K before I become bullish, 50K before when do they just say, you know what? We are in a bull run. Everything's going parabolic. You've seen the market caps on these tokens. They are breaking all-time highs. We are in a bull run, guys. It feels absolutely amazing. But the first reason is that's the first reason. Second one is going to be the halving cycle sparking contention. So guys, the Bitcoin halving is like less than 60 days away. We've been talking about this every single day, all day, every day, because it's the most important event in crypto. This is the 4-year cycle taking place. So not only do we get the financial products with the spot ETF in January, we have all of this early hype moving into the Bitcoin halving. I expect advertisements to start just going crazy. I expect the financial advisors calling up their friends saying, hey, rich friend, you got 30 days to get in right now because the supply is about to cut in half. I'm going to have a lot less for you. It's just the easiest marketing tool for crypto.
Yeah, the amount released gets cut in half. Supply and demand, and it makes a supply shock, and we're already kind of getting close to a supply shock, and supply shocks will affect liquidity, which maybe takes us to our third topic.
Well, in just a second, I want to show this chart that is sick. Okay, it is Matthew Hyland Yeah, it's going to make traditional finance sick for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Bitcoin has made history for the first time ever. Bitcoin has closed a weekly candle above the 0.61 fib retrace from cycle high to cycle low prior to the halving. So this is the first time Bitcoin's been at this level pre-halving. That is how bullish this market is right now, and people are fading it for some reason. You also have, I think it was this one right here. He's showing the comparison. I want to show you guys. Bitcoin can close the weekly candle above the 0.618 tomorrow by closing above. So it's 48K. All I had to do was hit 48K. And you could see upon his previous cycles, we are way early to this bull run, which goes to say either one of two things. Either Bitcoin just keeps ripping and like we have an extra, this bull run's extended because of the financial products, because institutions are actually here, because we're seeing, a currency debasements around the globe. Or two, we're going to have a top of this cycle way earlier than anybody expects. That means maybe we don't get that bull run into 2025. Maybe it ends in 2024. These are the things that people are starting to talk about.
And the most bullish scenario, it's a super cycle, and it's never going to stop pumping.
That's also, it's up, down, or sideways, right? As Cointelegraph reported, current cycles as business as usual. So that just kind of leads into it. Historically, it tends to occur only a few weeks before the halving. Someone in chat asked, Josh DZ, do you think there's going to be a 30% pullback on cryptos? Historically, guys, there's always corrections and retracements in these markets. So leading between now and the halving, historically, there has been significant pullbacks. Now, I don't like necessarily, you guys might see these charts on Twitter, and I wanted to just point this out for you guys, because in 2020, what did we have that we've never had in any market? We had COVID-19, right? So that black swan event, I wouldn't count as the pullback that we would get. I wouldn't say, oh, you know what? Markets are probably going to crash by another 40, 50%, because that was such an out of the world black swan event that nobody could predict. Are we going to get that retracement? I don't know. Historically, though, we do get about 8 pullbacks in every single bull market. So that could mean we get, and those are on average 20%. So I do expect a retracement, but again, it doesn't have to happen. And even though history tends to not repeat itself, it does rhyme. We might have something similar there.
Every single retracement we've seen over the past few months has been within 1 or 2 percentage points of a 20% retracement, 19% retracement, 21% retracement, 22% retracement. So we're kind of sticking within that.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to touch on that too is, like, as you guys listen to creators and people that have been in this industry for multiple cycles, they always use that. They're like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, because I've been in for multiple cycles and it always does this. Well, if Bitcoin goes to a $5 trillion market cap, you're not going to have 20% retracements, right? There's going to be this diminishing return of Bitcoin starts hitting higher and higher market caps. It becomes more stable as that store of value in the future. So I expect those numbers to reduce significantly. And that's why I say this halving is going to be the most important halving ever, because this is our last chance at making that life-changing wealth. Like, if you're just a regular retail, this is your chance to get into those altcoins and not be, suppressed by the government, have your privacy invaded, and be told what you can and cannot purchase. They're going to make it harder. They're going to make the requirements harder. And it's going to be way harder to access these markets in the next cycle. So shout out to everybody here. Smash that like button. Let's get excited. Number 3 is global liquidity conditions favor crypto. So you see this in things like China with BRICS, right? They're having a lot of issues with their overall real estate and what they're storing their dollars in. And that's causing and forcing a lot more investors into the crypto market. So as your macro environment, guys, intensifies with the Federal Reserve not being a hold down inflation, we got a little bit of a bounce. That could mean they're going to pause interest rates longer, which means second and third world countries, they're going to struggle more. And it's just going to force more investors into Bitcoin. It's just inevitable at this point. Number 4 here is going to be Bitcoin open interest. All right, we've talked about this a few times, but we're hitting levels that we haven't seen since the peak of 2020. Was this August? This is not peak. Sorry. This is
26 months ago was like 1 month after the Bitcoin top. So it's actually almost a little bit scary. So it pumped up to 69K. Then had a sharp correction in the later half of November 21, beginning part of December 21. Then after we went to 69K and dropped, $20,000 or whatever, oh, now I'm long. Bull market's not over. Bull market was over.
Yeah, it's, it was 100% over. And this is the thing you guys need to take away into this next bull run. Understand, once you guys start saying, everybody in the chats, when we all agree that we're in a bull run, that's when you really need to start planning on your exits, right? You need to start planning on how do you accumulate, because bear market's where you want to accumulate. And we're still going to make tons of money. I believe this is just getting started. But you need to prepare yourself. That is what I want to do with this channel. I know we're going to do it with DZ. We're going to have a bunch of how-to videos for you guys. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. But guys, we have to be prepared for what's to come with the extreme greed, because that's number 5, right? The crypto sentiment drifts into extreme greed. We are in an extreme greed category. And whenever we traditionally see that, that is when we find those at least local tops. Doesn't mean it has to be a top, but usually we do see a local top. So if you guys see the fear and greed index video, right? You want to buy when it's like neutral. You want a dollar cost average when everybody's kind of scared. And when it's extreme greed, which we haven't seen since Luna, FTX didn't even bring us to below 10, or it was like whatever the metric is. FTX didn't even scare investors that bad. Luna did. So those are like once in a lifetime opportunities where if you see that, it's the hardest time to purchase, but it ends up being the best every single time. So that's number 5.
I think 0 ETH under 1,000 when it dipped. I think maybe I put in a little like 1,200, 14, like, but yeah.
The pullback, right? Went from 5,000, touched like $900 or something. Wow. Yeah, that was a hard day for all of the markets, but that ends up being, wow, you're up 4x almost on ETH. Think about that. Or 3x.
My $5 that I put in. I don't know how much I put in. I wasn't like buying multiple ETH at the point. That would have been great though.
That's still crazy.
But you know who is buying multiple batches of crypto? The whales, the $5 billion buy spree of Bitcoin by mega whales spotted. What is happening here? Well, the smart people are realizing where they need to put their funds here. And Sentiment found the Bitcoin whales. These are wallets between 1 and 10,000 Bitcoin. Primarily. Also, they're including people with 1 to 100. Significant increase in the whale activity. Highest whale activity in 20 months. We've never seen this much pod accumulation here. The 5-day period has the highest number of transactions exceeding 100K since mid-22. 75,000 separate 100K transactions in the last 5-day period are the highest since June 22. The whales are, it looks like they're on a little bit of a buying spree. If I had to guess, I think you were just anticipating, well, BlackRock literally has to buy on market open. A lot of it's going to
increase. And you start to see the FOMO, right? Last week we were talking about the banks getting FOMO and saying, hey, regulators, what the heck? You told us this was a fraud. You told us this was a scam. So we didn't go for financial products. Now we're losing out on billions of dollars.
My bank account after I bought it, you shut my bank account. So yeah, it must be bad, right?
Yeah. And now they're like, oh, wait, no, they're just scared. They're just getting faded. And this is probably going to be due to the fact that we see a surge in stablecoin supply. So as whales buy, guys, when you see the supply actually growing, that signals that investors and whales are going to start buying more and more. Mm-hmm. So this before the halving is just another one of those supply and demand levels. If you guys are new to anything in economics, guys, supply and demand is what's going to make that price. So if we have demand, right, which is increasing, demand and adoption are growing. It's not slowing down. And as the supply drops, that means the price of that token is going to rise. And it's vice versa. If the supply increases and the demand drops, that's traditionally when you start to see a sell-off. And you get that a lot in a bear market. So right now, it's not even just a bull case scenario. It is as bullish as you can possibly get because we are coming up to that supply cut with the halving. We have more and more whales buying. We have more and more stable coins issuing to purchase more Bitcoin, which means, guys, that demand through the roof, supply, dropping through the floor.
And there's one thing we're not talking about when it comes to all-time highs. That's inflation. Inflation is so high, we're going to get new all-time highs. Even if Bitcoin is down 10% in its real value, you could still get an all-time high. In fact, several countries have Bitcoin at an all-time high, potentially even today. Here, Bitcoin registered new all-time highs against these fiat currencies. What were the countries here? Turkey, all-time, whoa, not all of it. Turkey, all-time high. Nigeria, all-time high. Argentina, all-time high, as well as Egypt, Lebanon, and Pakistan all have all-time highs for Bitcoin. And folks, when I saw the most recent math I saw for Bitcoin's all-time high adjusted for inflation, $74,000. So we can go below all-time high as far as real value and still be above 70K.
Well, I'm definitely curious for the chat, guys. Let us know what country you guys live in. I want to give some shout outs here to see where our viewers are all kind of sitting around the world. We had Steve Mitt say, I don't know how Bitcoin supply shock figures into greed index. So all you need to know about the fear and greed index, guys, is going to be the overall sentiment of the market. So the best way to be able to tell what's happening with that index is what creators and everybody on YouTube, TikTok, the news, how their sentiment is towards Bitcoin. If they're all saying, it's going to go higher, this is the most bullish thing ever, everybody was wrong, everybody buy now, buy now, buy now. That's extreme greed. And extreme fear is simply when all your favorite, creators, all your favorite analysts, and they're all screaming, oh, it's going to go lower. We're going to go to 0. We're going to go to 3K. We're going to go to 9K. Right? That's extreme greed. So that's how you can kind of tell it. The halving, how that plays into it is simply that supply is going to get cut, which if we have more demand increasing, it can cause more FOMO. And that's where it plays into the fear and greed in there. But we have Slovenia, Belize, Kevin, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, Kev.
He says he's not south of South Korea, but the other direction. I don't know if that one's accurate. Sri Lanka, Lithuania. Rocky is must be using like a space station. He's in Uranus.
Wow.
Right now. North Carolina, come on and raise up.
He's got Uranus has got some deep bags. I'll say that. Canada. Wow. France, Switzerland. Love to see we got a whole international audience here. I love to see it, guys. So speaking of, after the international currency we talked about, when will Bitcoin topple the US dollar? While Bitcoin trades at a premium in these countries, the digital asset is still worth 24% less against the greenback than its November 2021 high of almost 70,000%. That is crazy. Think about that. We're only 24% away from outpacing the US dollar.
And there's inflation. And so we're like actually even closer than 24% to its real value.
Guys, when do you, let me know in chat now. Give me the year. Give me the date. I want the exact date that Bitcoin passes the US dollar. That is, we're 24%.
69, you mean when we pass 69?
When you pass 69K.
When can Bitcoin 69?
Can it 69?
Oh, man. I was coming in December of this year, and, the more bullish we get and the supply shock, normally we don't see supply shock news this early in the cycle, but we're seeing supply shock news already. I feel like November, August, September, I feel like these months are in the cards for a new all-time high. In fact, if it happened next month, I wouldn't be that surprised.
And I got to splash some cold water on the face here, so that way we talk about the turbulence. Because I agree. I think we're going to be bullish than ever, but 40%,
and then we get our 40% correction. We're like, it's never happening in 2024.
It'll never happen. And then just done. And this is coming from an analyst I know you love and talk about all the time. Vandepop here, a renowned cryptocurrency analyst, predicts a potential 40% price correction. You got something?
Well, is he in the reality TV show?
Oh,
Vandepop rules.
Close, yeah.
Isn't that like him and some people like in a salon?
So this is
I don't even know what that show's about.
Scandal Pop, right? That's a close one. That was actually a good crossover. I wonder if anybody knows what that is in chat. That'd be wild. Honestly, craziest reality TV show ever.
It has a strong community. I've seen like Vanderpump pop-ups.
Yeah, there's
like
huge.
Meetups, and
it's just interesting because you watch people that are like literally broke working as bartenders, and it turns out over like 10 years they slowly turn into like Beverly Hills, like ultra rich. They get their Botoxes. It's just funny. It's just funny. I have dozens of units running at Dodge dealership in a fleet department. Easy 20 to 30 according to token metrics.
And they know that you're using the electricity, because if you stole it, that'd be bad.
Whoa, speaking of bad things, 40% price correction for Bitcoin embarks on its ascent to glory. Sentiment overlord, a recipe for a correction. So speaking of fear and greed, guys, here we go. This analyst is predicting hinges on the notion of market sentiment overshooting reality. He argues that emotions often drive prices to unsustainable highs, creating ripe conditions for a pullback. Sentiment is always a wrong indicator, he emphasizes, highlighting the tendency for overly optimistic projections to fuel price bubbles. Bitcoin rallies to 50K and higher. Are we going to see 100K in the next few months? The ultimate question is what the price of Bitcoin is going to do in the upcoming period. The inflow was netted $2 billion this week. That's a little bit older of a tweet, so we're going to skip through that. But the potential volatility, guys, of Bitcoin right now underscores the importance of strategic investing, especially in short-term traders. Pop advises that caution when prices see rapid appreciation, suggesting that if your horizon is relatively short, meaning if you guys are somebody that's investing $100 or $500, and that's like your rent money, and you're really just putting in the market, you're trying to hope and flip that to pay off a bill, which you should not be doing, by the way, that I'm not telling you should do that whatsoever. Those short-term holders, guys, you should be expecting a bit of a pullback here is what he's suggesting here is if your horizon is relatively short, then it might not be plus EV, meaning expected value, to buy an asset that appreciated 35% in 10 days. So he's just saying, maybe you shouldn't FOMO into the top of the market if you faded Bitcoin the entire last year and a half, right? If you're coming, you're like, man, I got FOMO, I'm itching. You're coming in top of those green candlesticks.
Well, should they wait for the next bear market, or should they just maybe, I would say DCA. That would be my advice. If you got that big FOMO and you're looking at that big pile of money, maybe from Taxman, I just want to put it all in, I would go with the DCA strategy.
So let me say what he thinks is going to happen, and I'll show on the fear and greed what I would do at least.
Okay.
And then we'll definitely get what you think too as well. So for long-term investors, however, the predicted correction could present an attractive buying opportunity. So Pop's suggesting waiting for a 20 to 40% dip before entering the market. Now, will we get a 20, 40% dip, right? That is the biggest question everybody wants to know. And you can't just predict that, guys. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to pull up the fear and greed. And I know a lot of people hate this. I don't hate this. I absolutely love this. This is as simple as it gets. I think a lot of traders overcomplicate this heavily. And of course, you can use your oscillators and your astrology and your TA. I love TA, guys. I use liquidation charts and everything. But this chart right here, it's super simple. So when you guys are in super green, right? Green right here on the right-hand side, this is where you want to take profits. Light green's where you want to hodl. So if you're already in the market, maybe you don't want to take profits yet, maybe you don't want to sell yet. It's simply just a hodl accumulation phase. I want a dollar cost average in the orange, and I want to buy heavy in the red. Now, what's cool about this, guys, this isn't in regards to Bitcoin's price. So if Bitcoin's at 55K, that doesn't mean it has to be in 70 greed, right? This just simply means if we are at 55K and it's at 75 greed, it could easily crash a little bit because everybody's overly optimistic. And you could have a 45K. Let me restructure this. The price doesn't matter when you're looking at the fear and greed indicator. We can go up to $90,000, have 100 on the greed indicator, and then the market can correct like to $70,000, and all of a sudden the fear and greed index will be in the red.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't mean that that is 0 to 100 on Bitcoin's price. It means 0 to 100 on that greed here. So I would personally wait to be near this 50 indicator, just a dollar cost average.
We have a $5 super chat from Micah. Will there be an opportunity for another bull market after this one? What are your thoughts?
Not the same. Definitely not the same at all. This is a revolutionary environment. We're not talking about a just new iPhone. It's not the iPhone 13 versus the 12. We're talking about new age technology advancing at rates that analysts have been just completely wrong about. For example, Sora, right? We're not going to have video editing AI for 10 years because it's not possible. Well, they were wrong about that. Bitcoin's never going to, be mainstream. They were wrong about that. AI is going to be bad for the world. They were wrong about that. And so it's like all these trends that they keep saying are years and years and years and years away is here now. And that's why when we look at regulations and we have people like Samuel Arms, who we just had on last week, talk about, the legislation is being pushed into Congress as well as Senate and the House and everything right now. In 4 years, the regulatory environment for retail, me and you, are going to be so stepped on by traditional finance and banks. You're not going to have the same opportunity that you do as this cycle. So this cycle, in my opinion, is the most important fundamental cycle you could possibly be a part of, probably in our generation.
Yeah, and I would say you can still get good gains. You're just going to have to go lower and lower and lower in the market caps. And when you do that, you have to do more and more research to identify the big gems. But yeah, so it's going to be like, now you can't get rich with the top 5. Then you can't get rich with the top 20, 50, so on and so on.
Yeah, 100%.
But we do have breaking news. Breaking. Simi. Coinbase saw major Bitcoin withdrawal, holds the lowest confirmed supply since 2015. I know the timeline is weird. 2015 feels like 4 years ago. No, folks, this is almost a decade ago, and a decade in Bitcoin is basically a century. Over 18,000 have been withdrawn from Coinbase, impacting the balance significantly. It's a little bit misleading statement right there, 18,000, because what's the real numbers? They now have right around 400K, but if you look, they had around 750, 800,000. So they're down about 50% right now. And so Bitcoin is leaving these exchanges, and then eventually that can lead to a supply shock, because Coinbase, at a certain point, you see these big drop downs, right? These big drop downs, you might say it's institutions, big money, what have you, keeps going lower. Coinbase is going to feel FOMO. We start going really low levels. Then they're going to say, well, we have to buy it from another exchange. All right, OKX, let's OTC a whole bunch. MEXC, let's OTC a whole bunch. I don't want to call Binance. Dang, I got to call Z's or Yeehee. Got to call her now, and then eventually it leads to a cascading event, a domino effect where all the exchanges are looking like, well, we're almost out. And then that's going to skyrocket Bitcoin's price if we ever get a true supply shock, which I think is in the cards this year.
Yeah, I think it's very possible. And we perhaps maybe are already seeing that right now. That could be what's being priced in from these institutions, which is, kind of bringing up the question, why did this major crypto exchange platform remove native Bitcoin payments? So Coinbase, speaking of Coinbase, has an upgrade coming with AI that is apparently making it a tough call for certain Bitcoin payments that were established already. So in a series of a series of posts on X, Dowling emphasized that customers were facing significant challenges with Coinbase Commerce due to crypto volatility risk, manual effort required to resolve incorrect payments, and initial asset support. So they are integrating AI, from my understanding. And I'm going to have to do a deep dive into this report for you guys so I can, make it a little bit more understandable. But it does look like that with the advancement of AI, there's going to be a need for maybe other L2s or other side chains. This could be an early sign of integration that they're going to be dropping maybe their own functionality or something later on in the year. Don't necessarily know yet. Haven't read too far into it. But if you guys are having issues with your Coinbase payments, that is why there was an upgrade with AI. They think it's going to be good for the longevity of their platform. They're not looking at the short term. They knew it would have an impact.
Chris Black has a take here. We got one step closer to self-custody becoming outlawed. Coinbase, integrated by many websites as a way to accept e-commerce crypto payments, no longer accepts Bitcoin unless it's sent from a Coinbase centralized exchange account. Prepare for the inevitable. They're going to wrap it up under, Coinbase 10-minute, Bitcoin 10-minute block times. We want to explore these other options to make it more fair using EVMs and Lightning.
That's funny. I gave them the benefit of the doubt a little bit too early for that. And it actually looks like this is what I was referring to. We had actually Gabriel say in the chat, this is the beginning of the beginning. You have like forever from now to make that life-changing wealth, and that it's not true. This is the last bull run. What I meant by that was this very issue right here is the control and regulation aspect, where you're still, guys, there's going to be plenty of bull runs. There's always going to be new opportunity. Who knows? In 15 years, there'll be quantum computing that changes everything again, right? But, from a crypto standpoint, just with our current conditions in our markets, this is what I'm worried about. And it's the fact that maybe a lot of your Coinbase users and the people that are on board into crypto in 2 to 3 years from now, they're not going to be able to buy the same altcoins or have the access that we've been able to with non-KYC platforms and everything throughout the year. So really important just to watch out for.
Yeah, no, we have a little bit of news. Vanguard leaving Bitcoin ETF inflows in the dust. Vanguard has, traditional ETFs like S&P 500 and such. And according to Eric Balchunas, Vanguard absorbed $30 billion in inflows since the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs, 6x what Bitcoin ETFs have achieved. So Bitcoin ETFs pulled in $5 billion. Vanguard with traditional ETFs pulled in $30 billion, saying, you think you're so cute with your $6 billion inflows? Hold my beer. I'm going to show you what $30 billion inflows looks like. And so our little boycott Vanguard movement on social media didn't do too much. Traditional finance is still dwarfing. So we're all celebrating $6 billion. That's nothing compared to what traditional finance can do if they really get in Bitcoin in a major way.
Yeah, let me just trash on Vanguard right here. They need to admit they were wrong. This was a desperate attempt at saying, you know what, we were right. They're trying to find out some random statistic or data point that makes them better. Yeah, let's do a comparison in terms of market cap and industry. You're talking, you did 6x the amount of Bitcoin. You're telling me Bitcoin is only 6x times smaller than our traditional finance markets?
That's a good way of looking at it.
No, not even close. Bitcoin outpaced these ETFs by probably
16% is nothing to scoff at.
That's nothing to scoff.
Be proud of it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll take that mentality.
Yeah,
I like that.
Huge.
That's a good mentality.
I think it's a huge win. And if it passes that, they just look even dumber. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this emerging asset class, 1/40th the size of your traditional industry, is outpacing your inflows?
Wait, though. It's not 16% or it's not 6x. It's only Vanguard versus all of Bitcoin. So once you absorb all of BlackRock's S&P 500s, but I still like your mentality. Still, making 1/6 of that volume is something to celebrate, not chastise or make fun of.
Definitely. I completely agree. We also have a new Bitcoin new era for Bitcoin. So guys, let's jump into altcoins. Let's talk about what you should be looking into, right? You got your Bitcoin news, you got your AI news. We're talking about some DEPIN category we're going to get to in just a second. This is an industry we've been talking about for quite some time. It's been popping off. We've called multiple 10Xs now a part of this industry. And I believe it's just getting started. There is billions of dollars that's starting to flood into this. This is Bitcoin layer 2s, guys. New proposals, fundamental changes in Bitcoin's technology, and the increasing prevalence of layer 2 networks have all helped bring in a new era for the oldest blockchain network out there. Bitcoin developers have been experimenting with novel ways to make the blockchain network more than just an immutable peer-to-peer payment network known for its ability to store value. Okay, this is like becoming an Ethereum. Essentially, if you guys are new, Bitcoin's starting to become a way for developers to start building on top of natively. Where you had Ethereum as smart contracts, all your NFTs, etc. Bitcoin's still older, it's still slower, still needs a lot of fundamental changes and a lot of network upgrades. But sidechains and layer 2s are becoming a lot more dominant, and they're starting to see a lot of investments as things like ordinals started popping off in, I think, just as early as last October. We have
Micah with the $2 super chat. Follow up, but do you then sell Bitcoin ever or hodl? I tell you what, I'm much less prone to sell my Bitcoin in 2024, 2023 than I have been in the past 28, just pre-teen or late teens, early 20s. I would always sell my Bitcoin and then put in altcoin, like early 2021, Bitcoin's crashing. I remember it fell to 30K around June and July 21. I was like, oh, I'd be better off putting in these other ecosystems since Bitcoin's just bleeding. Now I just feel like, any money into altcoins should come from new capital, new fiat. I should never sell my Bitcoin for altcoins. And if you do feel that need, check your coin's trading pair against Bitcoin. So if I ever sell Cardano for Bitcoin or Bitcoin for Cardano, vice versa, I'm going to check that Cardano Bitcoin trading pair and then use that to inform my decision.
Yeah, I'm I'm very similar stance on that. I think for Bitcoin will make you a millionaire by 2030. I know that sounds like that's a lot of money right now. I'm not expecting crazy 10, 15Xs on Bitcoin, right? That's a long time period. But my whole goal is to take my portfolio and take profits at the same time, but allocate more and more to my Bitcoin positions. And I just want to hold those until I look for those price points. I really, truly believe if Bitcoin breaks 100K, what stops it from hitting 250K in about a year, or sorry, not a year, by 2030. We have, perfect. So yeah, let's run through a couple of these guys real quick. We have BitVM.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, yeah. So BitVM, guys, is that new upgrade that I want to talk about just a little bit. Is a computing paradigm to express Turing-complete Bitcoin contracts. So it means more products are going to be built on top of it. One of the best ones I'm going to just shoot on right here is Stacks. So yeah, excuse me, that came out wrong. Don't record that. Phrasing was terrible. Another well-known blockchain network built on Bitcoin is Stacks. We talked about this a ton from 46 cents. And why I wanted to talk about it is because, guys, around the Bitcoin halving, the Nakamoto upgrade is going to take place. And in order to enhance transaction throughput and finality guarantees, among other things, as outlined by the protocol's document. So the total value locked, the money flowing into the DeFi, Stacks has a major upgrade coming. I'm excited and I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin Layer 2s and the products that are going to be building on top of that here in 2024.
Let's do a little bit of ETH news real quick. I want to say Bloomberg ETF expert's response to the ETF approval rumor. He was saying it is not going to happen as soon as you want. He had previously determined the date as May 23rd. Did not give a chance to this claim and say, I bet for Ethereum, the approval will not come in March. I saw this tweet, just wanted to highlight that. He was right with Bitcoin. Him and Eric, they were right with Bitcoin. I would bet on this horse when it comes to ETH timetable. And so I am now convinced we are not going to see an ETH ETF in April right there, or I'm sorry, March. Also, Polygon reigning supreme, 44% preference. We're feeling pretty good about moving some chips into Polygon. I think there are a lot more excitement is going to be coming this ecosystem's way after they switch to the Pol token from the Matic token. And we might make a video on that. Just help explain everything.
And what's crazy is that poll, because what does CoinBase says? Quick poll. What is your favorite Ethereum L2? Again, it refers to Polygon as that L2 rather than a sidechain layer. Like, even though it's built on top of Ethereum, it becomes so blockchain agnostic. I mean, it's not relying on ETH. It could switch and do whatever it needs to. I believe no one is pricing that L1 compatibility, and is why I'm like, man, Polygon at this range, I think could compete with the likes of something like Solana moving into this next bull. And that's a lot to say. It's not too much smaller than Solana. I do think that hasn't necessarily been priced in by the markets yet. You have Filecoin announcing integration with Solana. So this is that movement, guys. Decentralizing your physical infrastructure. Solana is the main layer one for this ecosystem. And Filecoin, guys, a blockchain data storage solution, is now integrating with Solana, which will greatly enhance the Ethereum rivals' capabilities, as well as advance the concepts of decentralized storage. In a separate post, Solana founder Anatoly, I forgot how to pronounce his last name, say remote procedure called RPC service. One played a big role in making the partnership possible. I'm really excited to see this launch. Huge thanks to Filecoin for building an awesome decentralized archive layer this year. So decentralized storage starting to pick up, starting to see a little bit more mainstream. Solana, you'll notice, guys, a lot of these DEPIN projects, they're not going to build on top of Ethereum necessarily. They're either going to launch their own or build a part of a very fast, quick transaction and cheap throughput network, because they need the scalability for that decentralization.
And it's Anatoly Yakovenko, real quick. And, that's how you say it. And Sui overtakes Aptos, Cardano, and Value Lock sees $310 million in inflows in 30 days. So Sui's seen a huge TVL pump. And oftentimes you'll see a TVL pump precede a price pump, but it kind of already had a pretty good pump there. I would not be surprised to see this. I would not be surprised to see another little leg up as everyone's getting bearish. TVL is higher, so just maybe something to consider. But I have a hard time buying something that was just 37 cents not that long ago, now trading for $1.76. But that's not that bad compared to a lot of pumps. You look at the 7-day chart. We were flirting with the $2 range, and now $1.76. It doesn't feel too terrible.
Yeah, we're flirting with 350 likes right now, guys. We're coming up to the article that I will disclose, the hidden gem I've been watching, but we have to hit 350 likes, guys. So make sure you guys smash that like button. I'm going to be watching it closely as I break down this article. And if we hit it, I'll show you guys that hidden gem. But is DEPIN the dark horse of the next crypto bull run? DEPIN tipped as top AI crypto player in upcoming bull run by Miles Deutscher. Deutscher. I always do that when I read his name on any script. The Masari projects DEPIN to revolutionize infrastructure and add trillions of dollars to global GDP. So in a series of posts, he drops amazing threads. Miles probably has some of the best threads I've seen, honestly, on X here. But he outlines he has honed his focus on one particular category called DEPIN, which stands for decentralized physical infrastructure. This comes as crypto analyst Lark Davis told his 1.1 million followers that DEPIN could add $10 trillion to network. I'm glad that we're, just early.
Yeah,
we're
when
early.
you think of DEPIN, those are just now joining. Hey, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We bring you live content Monday through Friday, 7 days a week. We're bringing you content. You think DEPIN, storage, compute, and communications.
Yeah.
Storage, compute, communication.
Anytime you guys use Chat GPT, which I know you guys do, anytime you use AI, you guys are, uploading a file to your, Google Cloud or your Google Drive. That is all decentralized physical infrastructure. So very, very important mechanism.
So it's not like my PIN, is it not like blockchain ATM machines?
No, it's not your PIN
pins?
number. Not quite.
Oh, man.
And if you want to share that with me, though, you can.
Yeah, I will.
What is it?
You
It's
want my
1,
card too?
2, 3, 4?
Yeah, yeah. Here, take a photo with your phone there.
Well, Masari predicts, guys, that this sector will hit $3.5 trillion in the next 4 years. So massive growth. And if you guys need to know, this sector is only like I think it is like maybe 10 billion because you got Filecoin and et cetera, the part of that. So it's probably, it's up there with the billions, but it's still extremely early.
I might skip lunch just so I can immediately start working on the Cardano DEPIN alts that I'm looking at.
I think we should drop that tonight.
If you're a believer in Cardano, you think Cardano's going to outperform, and you think DEPIN's going to outperform. Oh my God, you imagine combining the two. That's what I'm trying to do for you. What are we even doing talking still? I want to go make this video.
Hey, give me 2 more seconds. 2 more seconds. Talk about Yuga Labs bullishness. Yuga Labs bullishness while I pull up this token.
All right. So Yuga Labs,
not Yuga.
It's
Yuga.
bearish, actually. They acquired Moonbird's Proof, and a lot of people are kind of pissed off. So Moonbirds shot up to like 30
hey there.
ETH.
I felt a little hate behind that one.
They shot up to 30 ETH, and then they end up falling to like 1 or something like that. And so people are pretty upset that bought the top of Moonbirds. Then they rewarded the guy by buying the collection and then giving him an advisor role. His name is Kevin Rose. And Kevin Rose has a pretty good background. I was trying to think early in Reddit. Kevin Rose, CEO and founder of Proof, will transition to an advisory role after the brief handover. Then we have these people leading the integration of Moonbirds and other pivotal assets into Yuga's portfolio. It's good for Yuga's market cap. I would say it's not great for Yuga's vibe.
Yeah.
And so people are pissed off because it's like, man, it's not the Bored Ape vibe, man. Like our vibe, we're in a swamp and we eat burgers and smoke pot in the swamp.
I feel like they could integrate owls though to that pretty easily.
It was
make them cartoony.
It was seen as a VC NFT.
Definitely. I mean, definitely. I do agree with that. So the product I'm going to show you guys here though is going to be one. You guys already know about this one. Of course, Chlor.ai. The reason why I'm showing you guys, we called this at 11 cents. It's now up to 23 cents. So it's over 2x at this point from the time we made that video. And of course, the second one, though, is going to be similar. So this is a competitor to Render. Another competitor to Render. You guys don't share this. This is for us and us only in this chat here. Is OPSEC here. Okay, another decentralized computing platform, extremely bullish pattern. Starting to consolidate here at the top. But let me pull up this website because you guys really need to start researching what these products do. And again, no affiliation, no product. I don't even own this yet. This is a product I've been just watching with the Discord. And we've talked about it a few times, but AI and decentralized cloud computing unleashed. So again, these are the two. AI is a trend, but it's not the next trend. It's the old trend. AI has always been the trend for the last 4 years at this point. And now the need, as we see bigger and bigger advancements and breakthroughs with all these AI products, is going to be the decentralization and the disruption of that physical infrastructure industry because we need cheaper, faster, and quicker processes. And this is what will allow that. So another competitor, similar to, of course, a Render or a of course, they don't do the same functionalities, but a little bit similar. And within that category, you guys should definitely check it out. Those are the projects right there. That's my hidden gem for you guys.
All right. I love it. And folks, I'm going to give you the hidden gems on Cardano. I'm talking about these Cardano DEPIN plays. And so I said, is Filecoin a good buy? Imagine the Filecoin of Cardano. And if you want to see that, make sure you go ahead and hit that notification, folks. That's all we got. And Kevin Rose came from Dig, not Reddit. I had to look it up real quick.
Appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon.
Later on. Hit that like button on the way out.